Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So first of all, I owe you all an apology because I kind of bailed on videos this season. It has been a crazy summer. I've just spent a lot of time crisscrossing the state between the farm and up north and my son's place, and I really just didn't have time to edit the videos. I did, however, manage to pick up the camera every once in a while. So what you're going to see in the upcoming weeks is some of the video that I recorded, and hopefully you can see how amazing the garden was this summer. For a first season garden, we had a really good year. We learned a lot. We kind of have a plan for next year of what we're going to do. So I have that to look forward to through the long winter. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy these videos. Take care, and if I forget to say it, have a wonderful holiday season. Bye-bye. Hi everybody, welcome back. So who's having problems with their tomatoes? Yep, me. I'm having problems too. I know from the comments a lot of you are having issues this year, whether it's because of the heat or because of too much rain or whatever the issues are. So I'm going to show you the problems I'm having with my tomatoes. So buried behind the cosmos here and the zinnias, by the way, these are the tallest cosmos and zinnias that I've ever had in my garden, is my tomato called Abe Lincoln. And last time you saw this plant, he had no tomatoes on him. And I noticed that a lot of you had problems with your tomato plants dropping blossoms because of the heat. So this is what I did. I put some shade cloth up. Now I normally get my shade cloth from Home Depot, but they were out, of course, because everybody's buying it. And so I got this from Amazon. If you're interested in it, I'll put the link in the comments. But yeah, this is protecting it from the noon sun. It gets afternoon sun and it gets a little bit of morning sun, not too much though. And I did this about 10 days ago, and look what I've got on here. I've actually got blossoms on here. Can you see that? There are actually blossoms, even up here. There are blossoms. So, and then if you go all the way down here, I've got some tomatoes on there. So, now those tomatoes didn't form in the last 10 days. But at least, even though they had started forming, they were able to continue to form. And that's a big deal. Now, my other tomato plants have tomatoes on them. I've been picking some of these. This Martha Washington, this one, has really been producing a lot of nice tomatoes. Typical hybrid tomatoes. Perfect, no blemishes. I haven't done a taste test yet. So this seems to have solved my tomato problems, at least for these plants. Now if we go over here, and again we're in the Cosmo jungle. These are the purple cosmos. These tomato plants, which are my small fruited tomato plants, not the cosmos, we're not talking about you, don't seem to have any problems with dropping blossoms in the heat. I've been getting a lot of tomatoes here. Like you can see here, there's a ton of tomatoes. This is my favorite tomato ever. So this is Brandy Sweet Plum, and I'm getting a lot of nice tomatoes on here. So for some reason, the the small fruited tomatoes aren't having that problem with dropping blossoms, which is really kind of interesting to me. So yeah, that's pretty. So hopefully I can actually get some tomatoes off these plants. I mean, I've got some really nice ones here. And I think that the shade cloth has really kind of given them a chance in the hottest part of the day to just kind of, take a break from the heat. So what I did is I had these, I don't know what, galvanized pipes, and I just have the little corner things on here. I don't know what the technical terms are. I had them as a trellis and I just reused them. So, and then I just put the shade cloth on, hooked it on with some zip ties so I can take it down, because I'm guessing eventually we're gonna cool off. And then I put a bamboo pole in the middle to hold it up. So yeah, I've got 3 of these. One over there, one here, and then one on the end. So that seems to have done the trick. Now over here, these tomatoes that I planted in February and raised them inside, these were supposed to be Tiny Tim. And I can't think of the name of the other ones. These are Husky Cherry. So I've got 2 quote Tiny Tim plants and 1 Husky Cherry. They're producing a ton of fruit. They do not mind being in the sun at all. And I thought they would have died by now because they were really looking sickly. But they're still going. They may not be the prettiest plants in the garden, but they're still producing a lot of fruit. So the one plant I am having a problem with is cucumbers. They're really not growing. Now, unlike these tomato plants here, which are getting ripe, the fruits are getting ripe. I've been pulling off Martha Washington. I've gotten a few ox hearts. That's all over there. While I'm thinking of it, this one here, this is Aussie. So that's that yellow one that was so good a few years ago. So my tomatoes are at least getting ripe here, if you can see them within the zinnias here. I'm sorry, cosmos. They're at least getting ripe. We've got some Galena's cherry over here. I've just picked these and took them all into work. One of these is Midnight Snack. One of them is a different black one. And then, of course, my favorite one over there. I have a different problem up at the farm garden. So let me show you that. Here at the farm garden, like I mentioned, I have a different problem. I have lots and lots of tomatoes. Look at this plant. This plant is just loaded with tomatoes. All of these plants. But they're not ripening. So, and it's, we get 1 or 2 here and there, like in here. This is San Marzano. There's a ripe one in there. But just really slow to ripen. Usually by now, these are the Amish paste. That's what they are. So, and we've been asking other gardeners in the area. We're in central Wisconsin. near Stevens Point. And if you go a little further west, a little further north is Wausau, and then up by the lake is near Minocqua. And everybody's having the same problems with their gardens up here. I can see, I don't know if you can see that. There's that one's getting ripe in there. You know, they have a lot of tomatoes, but they don't have any ripe ones. Now, these have changed a lot just in the last day. It's amazing. So, I'm trying to look at this tomato. Look how big that is. Oh, I got to show you this. I'm walking through the garden. Now, the pumpkins are taking over everything. And I'm looking at these tomatoes, and I'm like, oh my God, look at the size of this tomato. And I looked at this. All I saw was this. Well, that's one of those buttercup squashes. Yeah, that's not a tomato, Sharon. See, these are all just loaded with tomatoes. Once they start ripening, guess who's going to be canning tomatoes? So this is a common thing in this area. You know, it always helps to talk to other gardeners to find out if you did something weird, or, you know, look at how big this beefsteak is, or whatever. Yeah, big tomatoes. Even the cherry tomatoes. Now, you guys all know cherry tomatoes are the first ones to get ripe. We're getting onesie twosies, but we should be getting bushel baskets full. I mean, I've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cherry tomato plants here. We should be hip deep in cherry tomatoes by this point. Even like these are some of the black ones that I have at home. Here too. Even those should be getting ripe. Like there's no Galenas in here. Oh, here's one. I like how these plants always make a liar out of me. One Galenas in there. Just, they should all be ripe. So, once we do start ripening, we're going to have a lot of tomatoes, which I'm really happy about. But I kind of wish they would be ripe now, because I'm ready now. That looks promising. Just keep going, plants. Here at the home garden, my peppers are starting to get ripe. These are Aura peppers here. They will be orange, and they're almost done turning orange. And these are Glow over here, so they're more yellow. This one is finally done. I could probably pick it. I've been getting a lot of jalapenos. I've been getting these Corbaci peppers. I just picked a bunch and took them into work. They will turn like a golden yellowish orange. Here you can see this one is starting to turn here, right there. So the peppers have been doing good. I think peppers like what they call hot feet. And they kind of like being grown in a pot. I really don't know if I would grow them like back in the garden again. Although I did. Let's go look at those. So back in the garden, this is the row of peppers here. And if you can see what I can see, we've got a little pumpkin problem in this garden. Yeah, look here. Just starting to get some ripe pumpkins. There's a bunch of them in here. But we're here to talk about peppers. So the peppers in here, they're doing okay. These are jalapeno. They're doing okay. Aside from the fact that I got seed that wasn't what I thought it was. But they're just not developing like the other peppers. These are the ones that were supposed to be bells. They're hot, by the way. When I first tasted them, they weren't hot. Now that they're more ripe, they are hot. But like this one is stunted. I mean, aside from the fact that, you know, it's growing amidst the pumpkins. This one has no peppers on it. Oh, wait, I lied. It has whatever that is. So this one is interesting. This was in the Rainbow Bell mix, but it's different from all the other ones that was in that mix. That's Red Hot Cherry. Here, this is what most of them look like. These are supposed to be Rainbow Bell. So they are producing peppers, but they're just not. I mean, some plants aren't, like the bells aren't doing very well here. And I can't really judge what I'm looking at because that was on the ground. Put that in my pocket. Whenever I walk around, I've always got something in my pocket because these were supposed to be bells. So yeah, I don't know what I got, but they're just, you know, and it's, I can't judge. Like, I can't say, you know, next year I'm going to grow these in pots because this is a bad judgment. I mean, look at this. This is a bad judgment or a bad year to judge. So that is what's happening here. So back here in these beautiful zinnias is a pepper plant. Here's one here. This one's fallen over. This is jalapenos. This is what I've been getting for jalapenos. Huge, absolutely huge. And then even further back, these Red Hot Cherry peppers. Let me pop those off. Really nice. So they're doing good there too. Again, they don't mind the sun. And then I've got this bell pepper in here. He'll be ready in a couple days. So they're doing okay. The hot peppers are, of course, loving the hot weather. So this jalapeno plant is loaded with peppers. Time to make some jalapeno poppers. Potatoes. Some of them are doing okay. This is a weed. We're having a bumper crop of those. And some of them, like these are Kennebec whites here. And they look like they're just starting the end of their life cycle. This is a Kennebec white. This is a Yukon Gold. So these two pots were Yukon Gold. I'll show you the harvest I got from them.
Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Nope, that's not one either.
Here in my harvest basket, this is the haul from those two baskets of Yukon Gold. I got some nice size. So yeah, and then little smaller ones. These are like perfect size. A couple big ones in here. So that's what I got from the potato, the 2 bins of potatoes. Keep a towel on them to keep them out of the light. Now these 2 pots didn't quite get the sprinkler as much as I would like. So I had to water them by hand. But these, I'm guessing these are maybe a couple weeks away from being harvested. We'll see. And I'll probably do that last pot of Yukon Golds at the same time. This one can wait a while. So contrary to this, up at the farm garden. So these are potatoes here. And I noticed that they're starting to die back. I can't get out of the sun. You can see there. So Tim and I are gonna dig some potatoes. And we're gonna go up this row here and do this row here. The rest of them look okay for a while. And let's see if we get any potatoes. Here's our problem in the garden. They didn't get a lot of the potatoes, but they got a few of them. So yeah. Don't have that problem when you grow potatoes in pots. So we took probably about 6 or 7 plants. It's right along here, right along here. And then like 3 plants here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plants probably. And this is what we got. These are Kennebec Whites, and these are Russets. So there are a few that do have slug damage on them, like you can see that there. Do that there. There. Here. So we'll have to, I'll have to watch more of those British gardening channels to figure out what to do about slugs. Okay, so that was pretty good first harvest. The rest of them we're gonna let go until they start to die off more.